Hey guys, and welcome back to Ashley Eats. If you are new here, hello, I'm Ashley and I make recipes that you can make at home and you can follow along and make good dinners, desserts, everything in between. So today I'm making these lemon loaf cupcakes. It's kind of dreary out today, so I figured, let's spice up our life. Let's brighten it up with some lemon. So it's gonna be little cupcakes like you would get at the store with like a lemon loaf, but it's gonna be little cupcakes. They're vegan. And before we do get into this video, I wanted to inform you guys that I have curated my own granola, and I have my information below for my Instagram where I'm selling it. There are 3 flavors. There is strawberry matcha, there is carrot cake granola, and there is chocolate coconut. So if you guys are interested, please look at the information below so that you can purchase your very own granola. I do ship, and you can really get it anywhere you are, so there's no excuses, baby girl. Let's get into this video. So let's get into our dry ingredients first. First, you are going to need 2 cups of flour. And you kind of want to just put it in the cup. You don't want to scoop in it. And I learned this in high school. It does make a difference when you do baking, because you kind of want a fluffy cup of flour and not something that's super dense. Okay, 1 cup. There we go. Level it off. That's 2 cups. Next, we are going to put in our baking powder and our baking soda, and this is going to help our bread to actually rise. So baking powder, we're going to put 1.5 teaspoons. A teaspoon and a half of baking powder. And like I said, this is just going to be like our rising agent. So this is going to really help our bread to be fluffy and just everything you kind of want in your breads, cakes kind of things. Our baking soda, we're just going to use a 1/4 teaspoon. Do I even have a 1/4 in here? I do not. But you're going to put a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. We're just going to add a pinch of salt. This just helps the flavors come out in the bread. You don't want to put too much. Okay, I'm going to also put a cup of sugar into this bread. Again, you just want to kind of put it into the cup just because it allows for better measuring. Right in there. And then we are going to combine all of our dry ingredients together. You kind of just want to make sure that everything is combined, because you don't want a big chunk of baking powder in one bite of your thing. You kind of just want it in everything combined. So just make sure it looks pretty even. There's no sugar chunks or anything like that. And for this recipe, you could also use oat flour if you're gluten-free, or you could use some alternative. Okay, that looks pretty good. Next, we are going to put, don't mind this, I don't have a big enough bowl, so I'm using a pot to mix everything. But we're gonna put our liquid ingredients in here. And for that, I have a 1/2 cup of non-dairy yogurt. I'm just gonna give it a stir. And this yogurt is kind of like your egg substitute instead of using like a flax egg or something like that. So we're just gonna go ahead and use a 1/2 cup of yogurt. And it could be plain Greek non-dairy yogurt, but I'm just using this. It's just a regular yogurt. It's ultimately up to how you want yours to taste. I like this because it adds a little bit of more vanilla flavor to the cake. But it is all about preference here. Next, we are going to put our milk. Here, we're just gonna put 3/4 cup of milk. I have some almond milk. This is kind of like almost done. So 3/4 cup. I got 1. 2 and 3. We also have a 1/4 cup of oil. This is just a regular vegetable oil. You just kind of want a neutral oil for this. You can also use olive oil. I heard with cakes is very good. I'm just going with the vegetable oil today. Next, we have our lemon. And I'm just going to add the zest from this lemon. It just ultimately adds a better lemon flavor instead of adding things like lemon extract and stuff like that. It's just super natural and super yummy. And then I'm just going to zest a little bit on my board. This is also optional for the glaze or the frosting. I'm just going to add some of the zest to our frosting later. And again, it's just gonna help it to kind of be uniform with the flavor, so we don't have to add like lemon extract or anything like that. We're trying to be all natural. So I'm gonna save that right there. Okay. So we are going to take our lemon and we're just gonna take the juice of the full lemon, and I'm going to use a strainer for this part. And this just helps me so I don't have to use my hands and stuff, just to be able to just squeeze it all in there, and the strainer will catch my seeds for me. There we go. Get our other half in there. Also, another tip, I didn't do this before I did this, but you can always roll your lemon and it will allow, or any citrus for that matter, if you're going to use it for a juice or you're going to juice it, if you roll it, it just allows more of the juices to kind of just get in there. It becomes loose. Okay, we are done with our lemon. So we have all our liquid ingredients here. I'm just going to give this a whisk. And actually, I forgot our vanilla. So this is just going to be about 2 teaspoons of vanilla. It just kind of brings out that that lemon flavor. Again, just making sure everything is combined. And then we are going to take our dry ingredients and just slowly add them. So I just put about half that mixture in there, and we're just gonna go ahead and fold it in. I honestly love lemon cake. It's good for any time. I know a lot of people like to eat this during the summer or the springtime, but lemon is so good for antioxidants, for your immune system. So I mean, why not eat it in a cake? Okay, so I'm just trying to flatten out any lumps. You can honestly whisk at this point because it's not too thick. Okay, I'm gonna add the rest of my dry. Again, just mix it. And you don't want to over mix it, so when you see it kind of getting to a thick batter, it'll kind of get to like a thick like waffle batter kind of consistency. Once it gets to there, you kind of just want to stop, because if you overmix it, they might not rise as much. So it's already getting thick. Just make sure there's no lumps in there, because you do not want this to bake and then you just bite into a dry lump of flour and baking powder. Okay, so this looks really, really good. Last step, when I like making sweetbreads, I like adding pandan, and this is just an extract. This is totally optional, you don't have to, but I honestly recommend it. It just kind of like, oh, it's just like cakey to me. This goes in a lot of Asian recipes, so I just added about a teaspoon of that pandan extract. Fold it in there. I'm not gonna be doing too much with it. All right, and that is our batter right here. I'm just gonna throw it into some cupcake tins and I will be right back. And I just buttered these with some plant-based butter, just this right here. And then I put them in my cupcake tins. I have my oven preheated to 400 degrees, and we're gonna put these babies in for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then I will show you guys what they look like when they come out. While our lemon cupcakes are in the oven, I'm gonna work on our little glaze icing. So what I have here is just some icing sugar, and I'm just gonna plop that in the bowl. I'm gonna be using about a half cup. Okay. The worst part is getting it back in, because I don't want to make a mess. It kind of just falls all over the place. Oh my gosh! Alright, so after you're done successfully closing your bag, we're going to pop this lemon zest that we had saved before right in there. Try to get as much of it as you can. Okay. I'm just gonna try to squeeze as much as I can left of the lemon juice into here, just to get that flavor. I actually think I'm just gonna use some almond milk to kind of thin this icing out. And a little bit goes a long way, so we're just gonna add a little bit at first, because we kind of want this icing to be thick. What it looks like. I'm gonna add some more icing sugar because it is a little bit on the thinner side right now. So we're gonna pop this baby open again. Add some more. So at this point I'm probably using about a cup of the powdered sugar. I'm just gonna add a splash of vanilla and just a little bit of salt. The salt kind of just balances everything out, so it's not too sweet. This is about a teaspoon. And then we're gonna go back in. Try not to get it everywhere. Scrape the sides. Yeah, this is perfect. So you kind of want it on the thicker side, but you still want it to be a little runny, and that's kind of what your glaze is. And then we are all set to wait for our lemon cupcakes to come out of the oven. I'll let them sit for a little bit, and then I'll put this right on top. Okay, so they are not completely cold, but they are like lukewarm. Okay, so they are not completely cold, but they're like room temperature, which is fine with me. So we're just going to take our frosting. I was just letting it chill in the fridge, and I'm just literally going to stir it. It did get a little thicker in the fridge, which is fine. We're just gonna take a little bit of this and pour it right on top. It's gonna seep to the sides, but that's why I have a pan. You can see it's already dripping, but it's going to dry firm, so it'll be fine. You just wanna put about a tablespoon of this. And if you like more frosting, you can put 2 tablespoons, but I feel like it's already sweet enough that I can put just 1 and it'll be fine. And it just looks so nice because we have the lemon zest in here too. I'll take a above shot so you guys can see these a little better. Okay, our last one. These look honestly so good right now. Put a little bit more on these. Okay, and that's all of our frosting. At this point, you just want to let it cool until the top of the icing hardens. But this is what they look like. So this is what they look like. You can see the little specks of our zest that we put in the icing. So it'll probably take about 5 minutes for the icing to actually harden on top of your little cupcake. I hope you guys did enjoy this recipe. If you did, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. If you aren't already, join the family, the Ashley Eats family, and click that notification bell so you get notifications every time I post. I post every Sunday at 3 p.m. And thank you guys for all your love and support. Love you guys, and I'll see you next week.